Hello, Chef Marcus Guiliano here, your chef on a mission. Today's mission is food fraud, truth in menu, representing representing what you serve. And I find this in so many restaurants. This is very common, folks. I've been meaning to make this video since 2016, since June of 2016, when I was in Baltimore and I was at this establishment. I went to this establishment with several other restaurateurs. I was there for a conference, and the word on the street, the word in Baltimore is this is the best crab cakes out there. Their crab cakes are wonderful. It's a great place, so we took a trip there to do some research, and we ordered a bunch of different foods, and we tasted. And here's the first thing, my very first impression. Okay, I love clams, so we ordered some steamed clams. Now, this is also a seafood market, folks. So you walk in. This is an institution, by the way. This place has been around for many years. You walk in. You have food counters, all different. You have a bunch of different counters in this market. They're the front, like, anchor store. And so you have their food counter, which you can buy food. Then you can go over to their seafood counter, which is just right there. Their seafood counter is right there. And I'm looking around, and just I'm observing their local fresh seafood. So we go back to the table, and out comes all this food that we're all sharing, and the clams come out. And I look at the clams, and I go, I'm scratching my head, and I'm saying, but those aren't the clams that are sitting right there in the counter. Those aren't the clams that that they're selling right there. So I call the staff over, and I say, these clams aren't the clams. And the guy goes, oh, no, that's impossible. That's impossible. So I said, really? So the clam was the same shape, the same exact shape, but it was a different color. It was more polished. Clams are a popular item that are farm raised in Asia, South America, Asia, China, really. And what they do is they kind of polish the outside shell, so there's no sand, first of all, so they take off anything that can fall off the clam, and so it looks good. And now, by the way, folks, farm raising clams and mussels typically aren't an issue because it's a very sustainable product. And when you buy mussels in a restaurant, they are farm raised, but it's a very sustainable way of farming them. They're farmed on shelves. Everything pretty much checks out clean with farmed mollusks like that. So don't worry about that. But my question is, okay, if you're coming from China, what's the water quality? What's the processing quality? This and that. It's not the same clam as buying something from the U.S., a little neck clam, okay? Two totally different clams. And so the staff member, I show him, I say, listen, here's the clam that's on our plate. I walk over to the counter, which is right there, 20 feet away, 15 feet away. I say, here's the clam that's on my plate, on our plates right there. There's the clam you have in the counter there. And he goes, oh my gosh, that is different. I said, yeah, that's different. He goes, I don't know why we're doing that. I don't know why we would do that. I said, do me a favor. Can you find out, like just walk into the kitchen and find out what kind of clams they're serving? So he walks back with the package. And I told the people I was with, I said, guaranteed what they gave us now is a farm-raised Chinese clam. And sure enough, he brings out a package of panna pesca, of a popular farmed clam that I've seen many times at food shows. And there it is, farmed Chinese clam on our plate. I said, that's what you're serving, but why are there two different ingredients? You know, this is kind of like switching bait here is what I told him. I said, this really is not like, I'd imagine I'm walking in and I'm getting that. It's like you wouldn't go into a Whole Foods and see them advertising this great ground beef, but then all of a sudden have them cook you a burger right next to this ground beef, but it'd be a totally different ground beef. It's kind of misleading. So now here's my big thing. If you're a restaurant and you're switching out an ingredient like that, what else are you switching out? What else is really not legit? Because you're obviously caught on that totally. Their crab cakes, they claim they're using 100% local crab. We use local crab. But I got to tell you, the clams aren't local. So why? I'm scratching my head now. Like, why would the crab meat be local? So of course, the crab meat in the counter there was local. It was from Chesapeake Bay. But the crab cakes they're putting in the crab, I had no idea. And at this point, it was like okay, like I'm doing an investigation, which yeah, I'm investigating what I'm eating, and I have to tell you, folks, you have every right to investigate what you eat, where you eat out. It's your right to know what's in your food. So at this point, now all of a sudden I'm doing an investigation, which I am, and the they're now starting to close up to me. So because I'm asking more questions, I'm like, well, now where's your crab from? Now, and it's like, oh, you're like, right, like I'm getting ready to like do some kind of sting operation here. And I don't know why I didn't make this video earlier. I should have made this video months and months ago. And I think I sent them an email stating I was disappointed. I never heard back. So it's folks, you have to really ask questions when you go out to eat. It's so easy for restaurants to swap ingredients, to make money, to use inferior products, to say they're using something.